it's easy to demonize these guys, right? To me, sometimes, you know how they say offense wins. You have a lot of teams that have great regular season records and they suck in the playoffs because they're an offensive team with not a defensive, strategy. And you'll see these football teams that were decent offense season, but their defense was ridiculous. And in the playoffs, they crush. I have 4 kids. To me, I like to play prevent, okay? Preventative and, what's the word? Anticipation. So I'd like to anticipate things that could potentially happening on ways for them to try to divide the family, on ways that people in the future will try to divide us or say things because, all your father cares about is this, or your brother is this, and your sister is this, and they'll try to come in between them. And, the goal is I want to keep the family. And I'll tell them, you guys are the most important to each other. It's even more important in your relationship with me. You guys got to stay buddies forever because we're not going to be around, but you guys are going to be around. You guys got to stay strong. So you're giving them these messages, reaffirming messages for them to stay strong. So maybe give me, because right now, first thing you talk about in the first 2 minutes, when I asked you a question about Humberto who aspires to be a cult leader, which maybe he's changed his aspirations. Who knows? Maybe you've changed his mind. He's probably very disappointed right now. Right. Maybe even left for the day to call him sick. But so let's just say for those who are going through it, in the first 2 minutes you said social media today are cult-like leaders, right? They're using all these things. Give me the defense. How do I know if I have been infected and I am in the delusional community? Because it's always the other person that's part of a cult, right? It's never us. It's always the other person that's delusional. It's always the other person that's brainwashed, not us. Rick, it would never happen to you because you're a guy that deprograms people. It can never happen to you, right? Never. Can never happen to me. I'm successful in this. What can you tell people to anticipate signs to not fall for the trap?
Well, first of all, are you becoming involved in a group that has a leader that is worshiped by the group? I mean, are they constantly talking about the leader? Are they extolling how wonderful the leader is? And how is that leader accountable? What are the checks and balances in the organizational structure that address accountability? Is there financial transparency in the group? Do they disclose their annual budget
I like that.
in detail,
Yep.
in which they explain all compensation paid out to whomever? And how do they regard people who have left? Do they say, oh yeah, so and so left, and we still have coffee with him, we talk with him, or do they stigmatize people that leave and they're critical of them and they cut them off? And then what's happening to you? What's happening to you? Are you becoming socially isolated? Are you withdrawing from old friends and family? Are you becoming preoccupied with the group? Because a typical church or organization would say, hey, you got to have a life outside of our church, outside of our organization. Sure, you belong to our club, our church, but you need to also spend time with your family and have a balanced, healthy life. So is the group drawing you into imbalance, or are they also encouraging you to have a balanced life? And how do they view other organizations? Do they negatively characterize them, or do they have a sense of community? For example, a church that says, yeah, we work with other churches to feed the homeless or to help the elderly, or we do community projects. And how are they regarded? And if you go online and you do a search looking for any information about this group, what is their history? Have they been controversial? What was the controversy about? What are people talking about? Have they been sued by former members? Have there been criminal prosecutions? Many of these groups that I deal with, they have a troubled history. And I think before you become committed, before you become embedded, find it all out. And a healthy group with healthy leadership will not question that. They will say, sure, check us out, whatever. Here's our budget. This is how our bylaws hold our leadership accountable through our incorporation. And you realize that they're not hiding anything from you, and they're being forthcoming. And how is criticism regarded in the group? When you go to group meetings, if someone says something critical about a practice of the organization or group, how is that taken? Is it seen as being really negative and, oh, you're a suppressive person and there's something wrong with you? Or are they saying, well, gee, that's interesting. We can use that, because we have room to grow, room to evolve. And we like feedback from members that help us to make this organization a better organization. Or are people being attacked for criticizing? So if you see that dynamic, that's a warning flag. And there are others that I've outlined, and you look for those, and then you know what you're dealing with. Hi, I'm Rick Allen Ross, cult expert, intervention specialist, author of the book Cults Inside Out. You can find me on Connect.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.